wasn't he, for the UFC?
I don't know if that, but I know he was very young. He was very, very young. But I think that takes us to making some picks. Have you thought about your picks at all?
Yeah, I think this one's quite obvious, isn't it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Like, to be honest, like, whenever you think this is usually when you get proven wrong. But I'd say there's two 50-50s, really, that I'm looking at there. And that's Pena and Pennington and maybe Holland and Delidze.
Yeah.
Roland Delidze, is he the guy? Who did he fight?
He recently fought. I think we even Anthony Smith. Yeah, he went up a weight and beat Anthony Smith.
So I'm not sure what to think of that because
he took it on short notice, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it was up a weight as well. So
that tells me he's going to be much bigger than Holland because Holland obviously goes from middleweight to welterweight.
Yeah,
and he looks better at welterweight in my opinion. Yeah. So it is a 50-50. I'm going to go Kevin Holland here, though.
I like Kevin Holland. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll go Kevin Holland on that one as well. The next one.
If Roman, I'm sorry, I just want to comment this, but if Roman gets on top of him, Kevin is really content with laying on his back. So that's the way that Roman's going to win, I think, if he gets him down on his back and then just kind of pounds him.
But that's the thing, though. He's dangerous on his back, though, Kevin, as well, isn't he? Like,
he is, but he's really content to just stay there. So he might just lose from being on his back.
Yeah, that's the only thing with Kevin. Like, sometimes he just doesn't seem up for it. And like, the times he's not up for it, he just kind of lets himself get beat. And like, you're watching him and you're like, I know you're better than this. You know what I mean?
I saw somebody had mentioned, like, Kevin Holland's always up to fight, but not always up to win. Like, he always wants to fight, but he's never, like, pressures enough to win, if that makes sense.
It's a strange one. He's one of my favorite, like,
I love Kevin.
In the UFC. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, he's
the next one, pretty obvious, isn't it? Kayla,
yeah. I like Caitlin Vieira. I really do, but I think Kayla's going to take her down, pound her out, and it's going to be pretty quick.
Yeah, and I think as well the fact that she's been sparring with Dakota, who's like a kickboxing Muay Thai champion, I think that is going to stand her in good stead on the feet. So I think Kayla's could finish that one wherever she wants. But
I don't see
a surprise. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a surprise, but it's definitely going to be Kayla.
And then I think Kayla's going to just, whoever, we will pick that here in a second, but whoever that winner is, I think Kayla's going to get the next title shot if she beats number 2. I mean, obviously, right? She's going to move into that title shot. So
yeah, I mean, it's nice that they're doing that in that division where you've literally got the champion, number 1, number 2, and number 3 all fighting at the same night. So
it's cool because if somebody misses weight or if something happens, you can slide them in because they're all training and trying to make the weight. So it was smart for them to do that.
It'd be funny if Pena just pulls out on the night and then all of a sudden Pennington's got to face Harrison. Like, that'll be funny.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Pena, like, people don't like her because of her personality, but I think she's like a good fighter. I mean, like, I don't get, a lot of people don't say she's a bad fighter, but I don't see that at all. Like,
she's tenacious. I mean, her striking, needed to be improved, but I mean, she caught Amanda Nunes. Exactly. Like, it wasn't so bad that she couldn't hold her own. I mean, it's not like Amanda Nunes absolutely destroyed her in the first fight. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was the other way around, wasn't it? Really, like, I mean, towards the end, I remember watching that, thinking, "Oh my God, she's actually gonna."
She's gonna win her. She's gonna win.
Yeah, like Joe Rogan or whoever was commentating. I remember being like laughing at how perplexed they sounded, like watching it, because like they just did not have that in their scripts at all.
No, not at all. They didn't know what to say. Their talking points were moot.
Yeah. Next one.
Aldo versus Mario Batista. I gotta be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Mario Batista.
No, I don't. I was just gonna go Aldo just because it's Aldo.
It's Aldo, right? And something that I saw, and this will probably be an interesting factoid for you. Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure Jose Aldo's only like 36 years old or something like that.
Yeah. He's one of them guys that just looks ancient. But
38. I'm sorry. So,
yeah.
But like you would think, like, with as much as we've seen of Jose Aldo and how many fights he's been in, he's a legend. Like, he'd be in his 40s and on his way out, but he's still in his 30s. I'm almost 38. You know, like he's still just outside of the prime of his life. So,
and Aldo, man, he's had such a career, and like the fact he's still fighting like good guys in UFC, it's just crazy. Like let's put it to perspective. How many fights has Aldo had since the Conor fight, and then how many Conor had? Conor's had about 3, whereas Aldo's had about 15. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's been boxing as well. He's had like 3-4 boxing fights.
Yeah, he retired and came out of retirement, and this will be his 2nd or 3rd fight since coming back.
So
so we're gonna go Aldo here, huh?
Batista, but I'm just gonna go with Aldo just blindly.
Yeah, same. I don't feel like we're doing justice to Batista. I'm sure he's great, and I'm sure other MMA podcasts will talk him up significantly, but I'm gonna go with the legend here.
Yeah, I mean, for Batista's sake, it would be nice for him to just go out there and start Aldo, like
get that win and then the legend.
Yeah, but obviously it's Aldo, and I just want to see him like them leg kicks and the way I just want to see that back.
Yeah, and if this guy Batista is any sort of a wrestler, good luck trying to take Jose Aldo down. His takedown defense is like world class. So I don't know what his style is, but if he's trying to get Jose Aldo to the ground, probably not going to happen.
Look at the Merab fight. Like, that's aged really well now.
Yeah.
Merab's the champ. Because I think Aldo was probably the one he struggled with the most in his little run. I
think he stuffed 18 of Merab's takedowns. 18 for 18.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like 91% takedown defense rate.
Mm-hmm. That's
insane.
It's primarily a striker as well. It's crazy. But yeah, and then so if you compare that, so Merab since fighting him for Peter Yan, and he's fought Sean O'Malley, and he fought Henry Cejudo, and he made all 3 of them look easy. Like,
take them down so easily.
Yeah, and maybe he's got better since, so that's why. But
could be right.
Like, that's aged so well for Aldo. All right, now on to the smoke break fight.
Yeah, so we have Juliana Pena coming off of, I think, 2 years off, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
When was her last fight? 2022, July 2022. She took 2 years off. She's coming back. She's still number 1 somehow. She's coming off a loss to Amanda Nunes, who got her belt back that night. So she's coming off a loss and 2 years off, and she's getting a title fight. Make it make sense.
I know, but in the UFC, if you beat someone like Nunes, or it carries a lot of weight, even if it doesn't make much sense. So yeah, I don't know. Like, that division is struggling though, in it as well. Like, when you think about it, Kayla Harrison's just come into it. I'd say she's the biggest star of that division already, and she's only come into it. And then the next biggest one, I'd say, is Pena. But
right, like, hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, and people get more annoyed with Pena than they do like her. I actually do like Pena. I really like her. But most MMA fans I speak to don't like her. Yeah,
absolutely hate her.
So, like, it's a strange division, because it's like Pennington, there's not much about her to like or dislike. Like, even as a fighter, that describes both her personality
and her MMA record.
And I'm not trying to be cruel to her. Like, it's just the truth.
I mean, she's on what is this, a 7-fight win streak? I mean, that's something to celebrate.
Another little fact: if she wins, she will beat Amanda's record for the most wins in that division.
That's wild. It's just because she's been around for so long.
Yeah. Well, I think as well, this has to be the longest rivalry in the UFC where they've never fought each other. I think it's about 11 years. Them two have had like a weird little rivalry, Pena and Pennington.
That's funny.
Yeah, ever since their tough season.
The Ultimate Fighter season. What season was she on? Tough, Pena.
It was an early one, like season 2 or something.
Trash talk. Raquel got under her skin. Tough 18.
Oh God. There's me like, it was an early one because the 18th one.
Yeah, but I mean, what are they on now?
Yeah. Well, probably triple numbers now.
Tough 18. Let's see. What year was Tough 18? 2013. So you're talking 11 years ago, guy.
Oh, right.
You're right on the money.
Years.
11 years ago, they've had this rivalry for 11 years.
You know what, though? I think it's because Pennington said it in a press conference before, so I just remembered her saying it. But, yeah, like, that's got to be the longest rivalry ever without them ever fighting.
I mean, yeah, it's like Tony and Khabib, right? Except these guys are actually kind of...
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it seems disparaging, misogynistic, but like Raquel Penning is the most unassuming and undeserving champion. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
no,
I get that the division is bad. She had a split decision against Caitlin Vieira, so I wouldn't mind seeing them fight again. But like, who else would she fight? People are so butthurt. Like, who else is she gonna fight?
And it's like, if Kayla manages to win, and then she manages to beat one of these two ladies and becomes a champion, who's she gonna fight after that? Like, Raquel, the only one left. Like, let's just say Pena wins this, and then Kayla's got to fight Pena for the title, and Kayla wins that. Then the only person left for her to fight is Pennington, because she's already beat number 3. She already beat the champ. It's such a dead division, like.
And that's sad because, I mean, 11 years ago or whatever, when you had Rousey, you had Tate, then Holly Holm came. Like,
you know what I'm thinking though? Give it 3 years. Wait for a little PFL contract to run out, and it would be right for Dakota to come in and just be the star, because she's got the looks, she's got the personality, and it'll be similar to Ronda and Nunes, where I don't think it would matter too much of the quality of opponent as long as she just does a thing. So yeah, give it 3 years. Come in, kick Kayla's head off her shoulders, leave American Top Team, kick Kayla's head off her shoulders, take the championship off her, and then we'll just keep having UFC in Manchester. Her and Tom can rule.
I think, to answer your question in a more realistic way, I think Dumont will probably get the next title shot.
She's good.
After she destroyed Aldana's face.
Yeah, she was good, man.
So I think that'll probably be who's next.
Yeah. But to be fair, I'm talking about Dakota. Like, her next fight's Talia Santos, so I could even be talking too soon. Like, you know, I don't want to...
Talia's a UFC vet.
Exactly.
First ever champion, right?
Yeah, I think so. So, like, I could be saying all this, and she might lose the next one against, like, a UFC vet. But she's young, so she's got that on her side as well.
Right, she's got time to get better and whatnot if worst case scenario. But hopefully she wins, and like I said, your wish comes true.
Yeah, because that could be a good build-up. Like, the fact that her and Kayla are already training together now. Like, and then Dakota, if she does get into the UFC, it'll be like Amanda Nunes all over again with Kayla. Like, one of them will have to move because they're both in the same division, got the same coaches, and then you'll get all them same stories of, oh, she left because I kept beating her in sparring. And,
yeah, this happened in training and da-da-da-da. Yeah, it could be a big...
To be honest, I don't think Dakota's the type. Like, Dakota was born and raised in a gym, so I don't think she'll be the type.
Like, what happens in the gym stays in the gym?
Yeah, but I think she'll respond, though. I think if Kayla starts talking about stories, I think she'll respond, but I don't think Dakota will be the one to start it.
To bring it up.
Yeah.
So, what's your official prediction?
My official prediction is
absolutely boring.
Dakota beats one of them in 3 years' time. No, I know that was a long segue.
No, you're good, man. It's better to divert than actually talk about the fight.
I'm gonna go. I wanted Pena to win when I thought they were gonna fight in tough, yeah, and it was purely because in tough, because I've not watched much of Raquel since. I'm not gonna lie, but in tough, Raquel always seemed a bit mentally weak, and Pena's whole game is about pressure. So I just can see Pena, unless Pennington's changed a lot since then. I can just see Pena just breaking her. Yeah.
Well, what I will say to that is I can see Pena winning. I'll probably even predict that Pena is going to win. But that's only because her wife, Tisha Pennington, is going to lose to Carla Esparza.
Yeah.
She's going to be upset, obviously. So she's going to carry that into the fight and be emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because she's a woman, but because, your wife just lost. Like, you're going to have emotions about that.
Yeah.
And I just could see her breaking, like you said, and Pena being the winner there.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were fighting on. That's such a weird thing to do. Like, such a strange choice to make. Like, you could literally ruin 2 careers in one night making that choice. Like,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's probably easier for the coaches and all that stuff. I get, like, probably why they've done it, but no, it's like every time. It's a bit different with Izzy, but every time Izzy used to fight, all his city kickboxing guys would fight on his card. Like Dan Hooker, Volk.
Yeah, I mean, they're not related, but it's the same. Same room.
And I used to always think, I used to always want the city kickboxing guys to win, because I used to think, I just want Izzy to have that confidence. You know what I mean? And it's similar to that. It's like, why would you let your wife fight before you, right?
Why take that emotional risk? Now, if she wins, obviously, if she beats Esparza, then she's going to have that confidence boost, and maybe she'll come out and perform really well. I just think there's too much.
Fight of the night bonus as well. Like,
they didn't ruin 2 lives at once; they improved 2 lives at once, right?
I mean, that's very possible. They could both get a performance of the night bonus or whatever. Like, that would be fun, I suppose.
Fun for them,
yeah. And for the tax man. Because like the couple, you better not be a couple officially.
Yep. No, they're married, so yeah, they would. The tax collector would love that check.
He's like, I want a bit of both. Mate. This one.
This is the one.
Look at he's the same. Rountree is the same as Battle. He was like 300 pounds as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Battle, Cannoneer, and Rountree are like this unique bunch of fighters that are like mythical fighters where it's like they were fat men that had a bit about them, and then they realised, I don't want to be the next fucking Syde Tuivasa. I want skill.
I think that's a running joke. I think every episode we got to mention Syde Tuivasa and fuck Michael Chandler.
Yes, with the Tuivasa one, it's not even like conscious. Like,
no, it just comes out. It's natural.
I'm obsessed with him. But yeah, like I said, I don't think Rountree has no chance at all. I think for the first 2 rounds he's very live in the fight, but just the speed of Pereira and the fact that Pereira can throw his kicks without any telegraph at all. Like, even Izzy couldn't read his kicks. Like,
Izzy fought him 3 times.
Yeah, so I think that alone just stands Pereira in such good stead to just beat his legs in the first few rounds and then probably KO him in the 3rd or 4th.
I think I picked KO 2. just batter him low first round, feel him out, and then because Khalil likes to keep that right hand low, I think left head kick is going to take him out in round 2.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
That's a good one, yeah. Like, I can see that. It's definitely coming from the left.
Because, either that left hook or that left high kick, I think.
Yeah. Watch, it'll probably surprise us and do a flying knee.
Right.
But it better
spinning back fist or something, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I see it like that. I see it either being 2 ways. I see it either being a really tough fight, like the Izzy fights were with him, where it's back and forth and you just don't know which way it's going to go, or it's just going to look easy. Like, the only 2 ways I can see it going. And I know they're the only 2 ways a fight can go, if that makes sense as well. But what I mean is, I do believe Khalil has enough about him to drag him into a battle, like, if it can go that way.
I don't know. I don't think Khalil has enough high-level experience in MMA to. I mean, his most high-profile win is Anthony Smith. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Now I've looked at his record, I am thinking a bit different, because I know he has beat 2 glory champions. That's one thing I know. That Goki one, and there'll be another one somewhere. So, they might not look well known in the MMA side, but I think that does stand him in good stead, that he has beat some kickboxing champions.
I think
Pereira's different level as well.
Like, he got knocked out by this guy, Cutelaba.
Oh, yeah.
He got knocked out by Johnny Walker.
Yeah. Johnny Walker's such a strange.
He lost to whoever the hell this guy is, Oleksiejczuk. So, like, I don't know.
I like that guy. His name started off Ukrainian and ended up Polish.
No, Oleksiejczuk.
Yeah, Oleksiejczuk.
Let's see. He got subbed in round 1 against this guy.
Yeah. It's not looking good, is it, to be honest?
That's like I don't understand. It's one of those things where the UFC hypes, and you start falling for it.
Yeah. Well, that is one thing I have noticed. A lot of like your Bispings and your DCs, a lot of them are going for Khalil. So part of me thinks, is Khalil like the one that the company wants to win?
Right. It's something. It's weird.
Because they all did it with who else did they all do this with recently? Where it was Marab and Sean O'Malley. They all picked Sean O'Malley, and I thought, how did none, not even DC, who's a wrestler, how could he not even look at Marab and go, yeah, actually, I can see Marab beating Sean. You know what I mean? So sometimes I think a lot of them pick what the company would want them to pick.
I definitely agree with you.
Which is a bit.
That's not to say, though. I mean, Rountree's obviously very well built. Catches Pereira, could put him to sleep. I mean, Izzy put him out.
That's
so
it.
It could happen. I'm not going to rule anything out, but my official prediction will be Pereira KO 2.
Yeah, me too. Same here. KO round 3 or 4, I reckon. I don't think it'll be early, because I think unless there's like a kind of Jamal Hill situation where he can trap his foot and do something like that early, I just don't think he will want to rush in against Rountree early. So I don't think it'll be an early knockout unless Rountree like pushes the pace, which will be a bit silly.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough from Rountree to say he's gonna be one of the best pound for pound fighters and champions we have in the UFC.
Yeah.
Not saying
Isn't
it can't happen, but
with Alex? Like, isn't it absolutely crazy? Like, before he fought Strickland, no one would think that would be sat here calling him pound for pound. Like, not like he's in the GOAT. People are even putting him in GOAT status, right? Which I think it's a bit soon. I think he needs to do a little bit more to be in that conversation.
I mean, this will be his 4th fight this year or something like that. Like,
yeah.
the dude is a fighting champion and he wins. Like, he's got to be up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to say.
Well,
13
what I've got to
fights.
say as well, like the kickboxers that come into UFC, you know what? They actually are what we want. Like, they're willing to fight 3-4 times a year. Like, they're willing to, you know, like even when the champions like Izzy was fighting like multiple times a year, like always rolling the dice, like probably always fighting injured, and like so.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish more fighters would have that kickboxing Muay Thai attitude, like that those two have, of like, well, we're fighters, so we're gonna fight, and I might have this little niggle, but he's probably got a little niggle, so we'll see who's gonna roll better.
I think those guys are more willing, like you said, like because they've had that fame and glory before, like they're more willing to fight through it. Whereas the guys that are coming up through MMA, once you get to that top level, is the first time you ever experienced that adoration. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I also think it's how those sports work as well. Like sometimes you could have more than one fight in a night in kickboxing or Muay Thai. Like, you know, in tournaments where you could fight 3 times in one night and win the tournament. So I think that plays into it as well. Like, I think, like when I used to fight amateur, I used to fight once a week at one point, where every weekend I'd be looking for a new fight. And like, I think that in kickboxing Muay Thai, they put more emphasis on staying fresh through actually fighting rather than staying fresh through sparring or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, you know, what better experience can you get than actually doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying.
Like traveling to the gym and all that stuff, like fighting in a different like jurisdiction, like little things like that, you know, where I reckon by the time Izzy and Pereira got to the UFC, it was like a walk in the park for
them. It's something they've done a million times, so.
Yeah.
All right. I think that is a good conclusion to the SydeBoob podcast.
It is.
Anything you want to add before we go? Anything you want to pitch? Anything you want to shout out?
Not much, obviously. Thanks for speaking about the video and that I did. If anyone wants to see it, it's in the chat there. Other than that, I just want to say, look, Michael Chandler.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Peace in a bit.